Happiness is not something ready-made. It comes from your own actions. We all want to be happy. It's one of the few things everyone searches for, regardless of where they come from or what they do. And yet, happiness can feel like a moving target, something that always seems just out of reach. We often think, I'll be happy when I get that job, when I find the right person, or when everything finally goes my way. But the truth is, if you're always waiting for the perfect moment to be happy, you might end up waiting forever. Life isn't perfect. It's full of unexpected changes, ups and downs, and situations we can't always control. But here's the good news. Happiness isn't about having a perfect life. It's about how you live your life, even when things don't go as planned. Real happiness doesn't come from what happens around you. It comes from what happens within you. It's a mindset, a daily choice, a skill you can build, no matter what your circumstances look like. Today, I'll show you how to be happy in every situation, even the hard ones. You'll learn how to shift your mindset, handle life's challenges, and create happiness from the inside out. Stay with me for the next few minutes as I show you how to choose happiness. No matter what life throws your way, let's dive in. Number 1, redefining happiness. What if everything you believed about happiness was wrong? Most people grow up thinking happiness comes from achieving certain things, landing a great job, buying a nice car, getting married, or going on expensive vacations. And yes, those moments can bring joy, but the happiness they give is often temporary. After a while, the excitement fades, and we're left chasing the next big thing. That's because real, lasting happiness doesn't come from what you have. It comes from how you live and how you think. Happiness isn't a reward waiting at the end of your journey. It's something you can carry with you along the way. It's not about waiting for perfect conditions. It's about creating peace and joy within, no matter what's going on outside. Think about Jim Carrey. He's one of the most successful comedians of all time. He is funny, famous, and financially successful. But even after reaching the top, Jim Carrey openly talked about battling depression. In interviews, he shared how he realized that material success didn't automatically equal happiness. He once said, "I think everybody should get rich and famous and do everything they ever dreamed of, so they can see that it's not the answer." Jim's journey teaches us something powerful. Chasing external things won't bring internal peace. True happiness starts from within. That means we have to change how we define happiness. It's not a destination. It's a way of being. It's about feeling content, even when life isn't perfect. It's about finding joy in simple things. A good conversation, a quiet moment, or a personal breakthrough. It's about creating a mindset that supports you even when the world doesn't. You don't have to wait for everything to go right to feel good about your life. You can feel good now just as you are, even with challenges. When you stop expecting happiness to come from outside, you'll start discovering it in places you never noticed before. So let's throw out the old definition of happiness. It's not a goal, it's a daily decision, and you have the power to make that decision, starting today. Number 2, mastering your mindset. Your thoughts create your world. It's that simple and that powerful. Every emotion you feel, every reaction you have, and every decision you make starts with a thought. That's why mastering your mindset is one of the most important steps to becoming happy in any situation. Because if you can change the way you think, you can change the way you feel, even when life isn't going your way. The truth is, your mind is always talking to you. The question is, what is it saying? Is it lifting you up or tearing you down? Is it helping you grow or holding you back? Your mindset, the mental lens you look through, can either trap you in negativity or set you free to experience peace and joy. Let's look at the incredible story of Viktor Frankl, a neurologist, psychiatrist, and Holocaust survivor. Frankl was imprisoned in Nazi concentration camps during World War II, where he endured unimaginable suffering. He lost his family, his freedom, and nearly his life. But even in the darkest moments, he discovered something remarkable. While he couldn't control his circumstances, he could control how he responded to them. In his famous book, Man's Search for Meaning, Frankl wrote, "Everything can be taken from a man but one thing, the last of the human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances." He believed that even in suffering, we can choose our mindset, we can choose meaning, and through that choice, we can find purpose and happiness. This doesn't mean we have to ignore our problems or pretend everything is fine when it's not. Mastering your mindset is not about denial. It's about direction. It's about steering your thoughts towards strength, even when you feel weak. It's about choosing to focus on what you can control, your reactions, your beliefs, and your attitude. Here's a simple truth. Life will test you. People will disappoint you. Things will fall apart. But when your mindset is strong, you won't fall apart with them. A powerful mindset doesn't eliminate pain, but it helps you move through it with purpose. So how do you begin to master your mindset? Start by becoming aware of your inner voice. Catch yourself when you spiral into negative thinking, and gently shift your thoughts. Instead of saying, "I can't handle this, try. This is hard, but I can find a way through." Replace self-doubt with self-encouragement. Treat your mind like a garden. What you water will grow. Also, fill your mental space with positivity. Read uplifting books. Listen to inspiring speakers. Surround yourself with encouraging people. Fuel your mind with thoughts that make you feel empowered, not defeated. Remember, happiness isn't about avoiding hard times. It's about knowing you have the mindset to rise above them. And just like a muscle, the more you train your thoughts, the stronger your mind becomes. So today, take charge of your thinking. Because when you master your mindset, you take the first real step toward happiness that lasts. Number 3, the power of gratitude. Gratitude is one of the simplest, yet most powerful tools for happiness. In a world that constantly tells us we need more. We need more money, more success, more stuff. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that what we have isn't enough. But here's the truth. If you're always focused on what's missing, you'll never feel full. Gratitude flips that mindset. It reminds you that happiness doesn't come from getting more. It comes from noticing and appreciating what you already have. When you practice gratitude, your perspective changes. You stop focusing on what's wrong and start seeing what's right. Even in difficult moments, gratitude gives you something solid to hold on to. It doesn't erase the pain, but it gives it a new frame. It grounds you. It brings peace. One person who beautifully embodied the power of gratitude is Oprah Winfrey. Despite facing extreme poverty and trauma in her early life, Oprah chose to focus on the blessings around her. She often credits gratitude as the foundation of her happiness and success. In fact, she kept a gratitude journal for years, writing down 5 things she was thankful for every single day, no matter how small. Oprah once said, "Be thankful for what you have, you'll end up having more. If you concentrate on what you don't have, you will never, ever have enough." That mindset didn't just help her build a successful career. It helped her build an emotionally rich and fulfilling life. So how can you bring more gratitude into your own life? You don't need to wait for something big to happen. Gratitude starts with the little things. The smile from a stranger, the taste of your favorite food, the warmth of the sun on your face, or simply the fact that you woke up today with another chance at life. These small moments, when noticed and appreciated, become the building blocks of a joyful mind. One powerful practice is keeping a gratitude journal, just like Oprah did. Every day, take a few minutes to write down 3 to 5 things you're grateful for. Don't overthink it. It could be your morning coffee, a kind message from a friend, or the sound of birds outside your window. What matters is that you're training your brain to look for the good. Science even backs this up. Studies have shown that people who regularly practice gratitude sleep better, feel more positive emotions, and are more resilient during tough times. It rewires your brain to focus on abundance rather than scarcity. Another way to cultivate gratitude is to express it. Say thank you more often. Let people know when they've made a difference in your life. Send a message to a friend just to say you appreciate them. These small acts of appreciation not only make others feel good, they boost your own happiness too. Gratitude also helps you stay grounded. When life gets overwhelming or chaotic, returning to what you're thankful for reminds you of what truly matters. It's like hitting a reset button for your soul. In every situation, good or bad, there's always something to be grateful for. And the more you focus on those things, the brighter life becomes. So today, choose to see the good. Start noticing the small blessings. Speak your appreciation. Write it down. Feel it. Because when you live with a grateful heart, happiness follows closely behind. Number 4. Living in the now, the gift of mindfulness. Have you ever noticed how much of your time is spent either replaying the past or worrying about the future? Most of us live in a constant state of what if or what was. We think about the mistake we made last week, or stress about something that might happen tomorrow. But the only moment we truly have is right now. And that's where happiness lives, in the present. Mindfulness is the practice of being fully here, mentally, emotionally, and physically. It means slowing down enough to notice your breath, your thoughts, your surroundings. It's not about sitting cross-legged on a mountain, though you can if you want. It's about learning to be in the moment, whatever you're doing. One person who deeply understood this idea was Steve Jobs. Despite being a high-powered tech visionary, Jobs practiced Zen Buddhism and mindfulness regularly. He believed that simplicity, focus, and being present were not only keys to innovation, but also to inner peace. His commitment to mindfulness helped him handle the stress of leading Apple and make intentional decisions, both in business and in life. In one of his most famous speeches, Steve Jobs said, "Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life." That quote reflects the heart of mindfulness, being present with your own journey, not lost in someone else's expectations or your own worries. So, how can you practice mindfulness in a simple, practical way? Start with your breath. Take a few moments each day to just breathe deeply, slowly. Inhale through your nose, hold for a second, and exhale through your mouth. Feel the breath move through your body. This pulls you back into the present moment, especially when your mind starts racing. Next, try bringing mindfulness into everyday activities. When you're eating, really taste the food. Notice its texture, flavor, and smell. When you're walking, feel your feet touch the ground. Listen to the sounds around you. These small actions help anchor you in the now, making even the most ordinary moments feel richer. Another powerful technique is the 5 senses method. Wherever you are, pause and name 5 things you can see, 4 things you can feel, 3 things you can hear, 2 things you can smell, 1 thing you can taste. This simple exercise immediately brings your focus into the present and away from worry or distraction. Mindfulness also helps reduce anxiety, increase focus, and build emotional strength. When you're present, you respond to life instead of just reacting. You make better decisions. You feel calmer. You experience more joy because you're actually there to experience it. It's important to remember that mindfulness isn't about being perfect. Your mind will wander. That's normal. The key is gently guiding it back. Every time you return to the present, you're building mental strength and emotional clarity. In today's fast-paced world, where distraction is everywhere, mindfulness is a superpower. It helps you take control of your attention, your emotions, and your experience of life. And in doing so, it opens the door to deeper, more lasting happiness. So today, slow down, breathe, be where you are. Because happiness doesn't live in yesterday or tomorrow. It lives in this very moment. And the more moments you're fully present for, the more joy you'll invite into your life. Number 5. Let go to be free, accepting what you can't control. One of the hardest truths in life is this: we can't control everything. We can't control how others treat us, what happens in the world, or the unexpected challenges that come our way. And yet so often we spend our energy trying to force outcomes, change people, or avoid discomfort. This constant struggle creates stress, anxiety, and unhappiness. But there's a powerful alternative, and that is acceptance. Acceptance doesn't mean giving up. It doesn't mean you like what's happening or that you stop trying to improve your life. It simply means recognizing reality for what it is and choosing to work with it rather than fight against it. When you let go of the need to control everything, you create space for peace to enter your life. A powerful example of this is Nelson Mandela. He spent 27 years in prison, 27 years taken from his life for standing up against injustice. During that time, he had no control over his circumstances, yet he chose not to let bitterness consume him. When he was finally released, he could have sought revenge. Instead, he chose peace, forgiveness, and unity. He accepted what he could not change and focused on what he could, building a better future for his country. Mandela once said, "Resentment is like drinking poison and then hoping it will kill your enemies. Holding on to anger, blame, or frustration doesn't hurt others. It hurts you." Letting go isn't just an act of grace. It's an act of freedom. In your own life, think about what you've been trying to control. Maybe it's someone else's behavior. Maybe it's your past. Maybe it's the fear of something going wrong. The more you hold on, the heavier it gets. But when you accept that some things are out of your hands, the weight begins to lift. So how do you practice acceptance? Start by recognizing what you can and can't control. You can't control how others think or act. You can't control the weather, the past, or unexpected setbacks. But you can control how you respond. You can choose your words, your thoughts, your energy. Another helpful tool is reframing. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" ask, "What can I learn from this?" This shifts your focus from resistance to growth. Even painful moments can become powerful lessons when you stop fighting them. You can also practice letting go through journaling. Write down the things that are bothering you. Then circle the ones that are truly out of your control and make a conscious choice to release them. Let that page be your symbol of freedom. Finally, remind yourself that letting go is a process. You don't have to release everything at once, but each time you choose peace over control, calm over chaos, you take another step toward a happier life. Letting go doesn't mean you're weak. It means you're wise. It means you trust yourself enough to stop chasing what you can't catch and start focusing on the one thing you can always influence, and that is your inner world. So today, take a deep breath. Release the need to control what you can't. Accept what is. And in that acceptance, you'll find strength, peace, and a deeper kind of happiness. Number 6. Turn challenges into opportunities. Life is full of challenges. Some are small, like missed deadlines, arguments, minor setbacks. Others hit harder, like job loss, heartbreak, illness, failure. But one thing is certain: nobody gets through life without facing difficulty. The difference between those who feel defeated and those who stay happy isn't about avoiding hardship. It's about how they respond to it. Every challenge carries within it an opportunity to grow, to learn, to become stronger, wiser, and more resilient. But you have to look for it. You have to decide that no matter how tough things get, you won't waste the pain. You'll use it to rise. One of the best examples of this mindset is Thomas Edison. You probably know him as the man who invented the light bulb. What you might not know is that before he succeeded, Edison failed over 1,000 times. That's not a typo. Over 1,000 attempts. Most people would have given up, but not Edison. When asked about his many failures, he famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." Edison's genius wasn't just in invention, it was in his attitude. He didn't see failure as the end. He saw it as a stepping stone. That's the mindset we all need to adopt when life knocks us down. Because setbacks don't define you, how you respond to them does. Here's the truth. Challenges are uncomfortable. They stretch us. They test us. But they also shape us. Without difficulty, we don't grow. Without struggle, we don't get stronger. Think about the last time you overcame something tough. You came out of it different, more capable, more aware, more grounded. That's the hidden gift of hard times. So how do you turn a challenge into an opportunity? First, shift your mindset. When something goes wrong, your first thought might be, "Why me?" But try asking, "What is this here to teach me?" That question opens the door to growth. It moves you from being a victim to being a student of life. Even painful experiences carry lessons about your strength, your values, your relationships, and your priorities. Second, break the challenge down. Big problems feel overwhelming because we see the whole mountain at once. Instead, take it one step at a time. Ask yourself, what's the next small action I can take? Progress, even if it's tiny, builds confidence, and confidence brings hope. Third, be kind to yourself during the process. Facing challenges doesn't mean you have to be perfect or emotionless. It's okay to feel frustrated or scared. What matters is that you don't stay stuck in those emotions. Let yourself feel, then keep moving forward. Fourth, surround yourself with support. Talk to someone you trust. Read stories of others who've overcome similar obstacles. Community reminds you that you're not alone. And sometimes hearing how someone else got through their storm gives you the courage to face your own. And lastly, celebrate growth, not just results. Even if you're not where you want to be yet, you've already come a long way. Every bit of effort counts. Every challenge you face builds inner muscles you didn't even know you had. Turning challenges into opportunities doesn't mean the road will be easy. It means you choose not to be broken by what happens to you. It means you face the storm and say, "This may be hard, but I'm getting stronger." So when life gets tough, and it will, remember Thomas Edison. Remember that failure is feedback, that obstacles are detours to something better. that challenges don't stop your journey, they shape it. Happiness doesn't come from a smooth, perfect life. It comes from knowing you can handle anything life throws your way and still find light in the dark. So today, whatever challenge you're facing, big or small, decide to see it differently. See it as your training ground. See it as your next breakthrough. Because with the right mindset, every obstacle becomes a doorway to something greater. Number 7, build a strong inner circle. Happiness isn't something we create entirely on our own. While it starts within, it thrives in the company we keep. The people around us, our friends, family, mentors, and even coworkers have a powerful influence on how we think, feel, and live. You've probably heard the saying, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. It's true. If you're constantly surrounded by negativity, gossip, or drama, it's going to wear you down. But when you're around people who lift you up, challenge you, and remind you of your worth, happiness becomes easier to access, even in hard times. Having a strong inner circle isn't about having a big group. It's about having the right people. People who support you without judgment. People who celebrate your wins and stick around when things fall apart. People who remind you who you are when you forget. One person who exemplified the power of connection and emotional support was Fred Rogers, best known as Mr. Rogers. Through his beloved TV show, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, he connected deeply with millions of children and adults. He built his entire life around kindness, empathy, and creating emotional safety for others. Fred Rogers believed that relationships were essential to emotional health. He often said, anything that's human is mentionable, and anything that is mentionable can be more manageable. In other words, when we have people around us who allow us to speak honestly, to be vulnerable, and to be ourselves, we can face life's challenges with more strength and less fear. Building your inner circle starts with being intentional. Ask yourself, who in your life brings you peace? Who makes you feel seen and valued? Who drains your energy? And who adds to it? It's okay to be honest. It's okay to outgrow people who no longer align with your growth. Sometimes we hold on to relationships out of guilt or habit, even when they're hurting us. But letting go of toxic connections isn't selfish, it's necessary. Your happiness matters, and creating space for healthier relationships allows you to build the support system you truly need. Here are a few tips for strengthening your inner circle. Prioritize quality over quantity. A few deep, meaningful connections are more valuable than a crowd of acquaintances. Be the kind of friend you want to have. Support, listen, encourage, and show up. The energy you give often comes back to you. Set boundaries. Protect your mental and emotional health. It's okay to say no to negativity, even if it's from people close to you. Reach out and reconnect. Sometimes happiness is one phone call or coffee away. Don't wait for others to always make the first move. Remember, your happiness doesn't just come from the life you build. It comes from the people who build it with you. When your inner circle is strong, even life's hardest moments feel lighter. Fred Rogers taught us that deep, kind connection can change a life. And he was right. We were never meant to go through this world alone. We need others, not just to survive, but to thrive. So today, take inventory of your relationships. Nurture the ones that bring light. Let go of the ones that bring darkness. And if you feel like you don't have your people yet, don't worry. Keep being genuine, kind, and open-hearted. The right people will find their way to you. Number 8. Health is happiness. We often talk about happiness as something that lives in the heart or mind. But what many people forget is that your body is a huge part of the equation. You can't expect to feel mentally strong if your physical health is suffering. Your body and mind are deeply connected. When one suffers, the other follows. The truth is, no matter how positive your mindset is, if you're constantly tired, sluggish, or stressed due to poor physical habits, staying happy becomes much harder. That's why building a foundation of health is a key step in creating lasting happiness. One person who truly understood this connection was Bruce Lee. Known not only as a legendary martial artist, but also as a philosopher, Bruce Lee believed in total harmony between the body and mind. He trained daily, not just to be physically strong, but to discipline his mind and emotions. He once said, "As you think, so shall you become." But he also believed that your thoughts are clearer and more focused when your body is energized, balanced, and well cared for. So, what can we learn from Bruce Lee? That physical health isn't just about six-pack abs or lifting heavy weights. It's about building habits that support mental clarity, emotional balance, and long-term energy. Let's break this down into 3 simple areas: movement, nutrition, and rest. 1. Move your body. You don't need to be a professional athlete to benefit from exercise. Moving your body, even for just 30 minutes a day, can drastically improve your mood. When you exercise, your body releases endorphins, natural chemicals that boost your happiness and reduce stress. Whether it's a walk in the park, dancing in your room, yoga, or hitting the gym, find what you enjoy and do it regularly. Physical movement clears mental fog, relieves anxiety, and boosts self-esteem. It reminds your body that it's alive and strong, and that energy flows into every other part of your life. 2. Eat to feel good. Food is more than fuel, it's information. What you eat affects how your brain works, how your mood shifts, and how much energy you have. A diet filled with processed junk and sugar might give you temporary satisfaction, but it often leads to mood crashes, fatigue, and brain fog. Focus on nourishing your body with whole foods, fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, healthy fats, and whole grains. Drink plenty of water. Stay mindful of how certain foods make you feel. The goal isn't perfection, it's balance. Choose foods that make you feel better, not worse. 3. Rest like it matters. Sleep isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. When you're sleep deprived, your mood suffers, your patience wears thin, and your focus disappears. Chronic lack of sleep can even lead to anxiety and depression. Prioritize getting 7-9 hours of quality sleep each night. Create a bedtime routine. Put your phone away an hour before bed. Let your body wind down and recharge. Taking care of your physical health is an act of self-respect. It's you saying, I matter, my well-being matters. And that self-respect spills over into your confidence, your relationships, and your ability to stay happy through life's ups and downs. Remember, you don't need a perfect body to be happy, but you do need a healthy one. One that supports your dreams, carries your emotions, and keeps you steady through stress. Your body is your home, treat it with care. So today, commit to small changes. Stretch, drink water, get good sleep, eat something fresh, move a little. These tiny actions done consistently build a powerful foundation for happiness, one that starts in your body and shines through your entire life. Number 9, be kind to yourself. If you spoke to your friends the way you sometimes speak to yourself, would they still want to be around you? It's a powerful question, and it reveals something many of us struggle with: how we treat ourselves when things go wrong. We all make mistakes. We all fall short. But instead of offering ourselves grace, we often respond with harsh words, guilt, or self-blame. And that inner voice can become our biggest obstacle to happiness. That's where self-compassion comes in. Self-compassion means treating yourself with the same kindness and understanding you would offer someone you love. It's not about making excuses. It's about recognizing that you are human, and that being human means being imperfect. When you learn to give yourself grace, you create emotional safety within, and that safety becomes the foundation for lasting happiness. A powerful example of someone who embraced compassion, both for others and eventually herself, is Princess Diana. Known as the People's Princess, Diana was loved around the world for her warmth, her empathy, and her deep care for the vulnerable. But behind the public smiles, she faced her own private battles with insecurity, anxiety, and emotional pain. In interviews and biographies, it's clear that Diana struggled with self-image and often felt unworthy despite her fame and influence. And yet, over time, she began to open up, speak honestly about her mental health, and support causes that helped others heal. Her journey reminds us that even those who seem the strongest are still learning to be kind to themselves. Self-compassion doesn't mean ignoring your flaws. It means accepting them with love. It means saying, I'm doing my best, and that's enough today. It means choosing not to be your own bully, but your own best friend. So how do you start practicing self-compassion? 1. Notice your inner voice. Start paying attention to how you talk to yourself, especially when things go wrong. Would you say those same words to a friend? If not, don't say them to yourself. Shift your inner dialogue from criticism to encouragement. Instead of, I'm such a failure, try, I made a mistake, but I can grow from this. 2. Give yourself permission to feel. You don't have to be strong all the time. It's okay to feel sad, frustrated, or afraid. Letting yourself feel is part of healing. Suppressing emotions only makes them louder. Acknowledge your feelings with care, then choose to move forward gently. 3. Celebrate progress, not perfection. You're not supposed to have it all figured out. Growth is messy, healing takes time. Celebrate your small wins. The days you tried, the moments you showed up, even when it was hard. These steps matter. 4. Practice self-care with purpose. Self-compassion shows up in how you treat yourself, physically, emotionally, and mentally. Rest when you need it. Say no when you're stretched too thin. Do things that make your soul feel lighter. Reading, walking, listening to music, or just breathing. Self-compassion is not weakness, it's strength. It's choosing to be gentle with yourself in a world that often demands toughness. It's knowing that you are worthy of love, even when you feel broken. When you learn to love yourself through the hard moments, you stop needing outside validation to feel okay. You begin to build happiness from the inside out. Happiness that isn't based on perfection, but on peace. So today, soften your voice. Offer yourself grace. Be patient with your journey. You deserve the same compassion you so freely give to others. Because when you're kind to yourself, you unlock a deeper, quieter kind of happiness. The kind that stays. Number 10. The happiness of helping others. Sometimes the quickest way to feel better is to stop thinking about yourself and start thinking about how you can help someone else. It might sound simple, even counterintuitive, but science and experience both agree. Giving is one of the most powerful paths to happiness. When we contribute to the well-being of others, we light up something within ourselves. It's not just about generosity. It's about purpose, connection, and knowing that our life has a positive impact. You don't need to be rich or famous to make a difference. You just need to care. A kind word, a helping hand, a listening ear, all of these small gestures have the power to change someone's day and lift your own spirit in the process. One of the most beautiful examples of this is Mother Teresa. She spent her life serving the poorest of the poor in the streets of Calcutta. She didn't do it for recognition or reward. She did it out of love. And despite witnessing immense suffering every day, she radiated peace, joy, and deep fulfillment. Mother Teresa once said, "Not all of us can do great things, but we can do small things with great love. And in those small acts, happiness grows, quietly but powerfully. Helping others gives our life meaning. It reminds us that we are part of something bigger than ourselves. When we give our time, energy, or compassion, we feel useful. We feel needed. And that sense of connection fuels emotional well-being like nothing else." But giving doesn't always mean grand gestures. In your everyday life, there are countless ways to give that cost nothing but mean everything. Smile at someone who looks like they're having a hard day. Offer encouragement to a friend who's struggling. Volunteer your time at a local shelter, school, or community center. Share your knowledge, experience, or simply your attention. Even in your own home, the simple act of being kind, doing the dishes for your partner, helping your sibling with homework, or calling a family member just to check in, can build a sense of closeness and joy. Another beautiful effect of giving is that it pulls you out of your own problems. When you're helping someone else, your focus shifts. You start to see that you're not alone. Everyone is carrying something. Everyone is fighting a battle you may not see. And by showing up with love, you remind both them and yourself that we're all in this together. Studies show that people who regularly engage in acts of kindness have lower levels of stress, higher levels of life satisfaction, and even healthier hearts. Giving truly gives back. But remember, giving must come from a place of wholeness, not obligation. Don't pour from an empty cup. Take care of yourself too. Generosity doesn't mean self-sacrifice. It means sharing the light within you. The more you fill yourself with joy, gratitude, and peace, the more you have to offer the world. So today, ask yourself, how can I make someone's day a little better? It doesn't have to be big. It just has to be real. In giving, we grow. In lifting others, we rise. In being a light to someone else, we find our own path illuminated. You have something beautiful to offer this world. Your kindness, your voice, your time, your presence. And when you give freely from the heart, happiness has a way of circling right back to you. Happiness isn't a destination you arrive at when everything finally falls into place. It's not waiting for the perfect job, the perfect relationship, or a life without problems. Happiness is something much closer, much simpler. It's a choice you make, day by day, moment by moment. Throughout this journey, We've explored the many ways to create happiness in every situation. We've redefined what happiness truly means, learning that it's not about perfection, but about perspective. We've seen how mastering your mindset, practicing gratitude, staying present, letting go of control, and turning challenges into opportunities can completely shift how you experience life. We've also discovered the power of building a strong inner circle, taking care of your physical and mental health, showing yourself compassion, and giving back to others. Each of these tools is like a building block. Alone, they're powerful, but together, they form a solid foundation. A life where happiness isn't just possible, it becomes natural. And here's the truth. You won't feel happy every second. Life will still throw you curveballs. You'll still have tough days. But when you have these principles in your heart, you'll bounce back faster. You'll find the light, even in the darkness. You'll create joy, even in the middle of uncertainty. So don't wait for happiness to find you. Don't wait for life to be perfect. Start now. Choose to see the good. Choose to grow through what you go through. Choose to treat yourself and others with kindness. Choose to live fully, even if everything isn't figured out yet, because the power has always been within you. You are not a victim of your circumstances. You are the creator of your experience, and every day you get to decide how that story is written. So today, take a deep breath. Look around you. Be grateful. Be present. Be kind. And most importantly, be happy. Not someday, but today. You deserve a life full of joy, meaning, and peace. And that life begins with one simple choice: to be happy here and now, no matter what.